I think that's everybody's dream, is playing the NHL. But my goal is probably to play hockey for as long as I can.
We actually started getting him in about 3, and then he sort of backed off about a year and a half. He didn't want anything to do with it until he was about maybe 5. So then we sort of went skating one day, open skating, and he saw these kids having a good time in lessons, and he decided he wanted to do that.
I was falling a lot, holding on to the boards, but I really looked up to my brother, so I just kept with it.
Then he got into it with a vengeance.
First started playing with the Reston Raiders as a mite. He always tended to play with the kids that were born a year older than him, so he was always playing with the 95, so I think that's how he got good, because he was always playing with older kids and bigger kids. After Reston Raiders, he played for the Washington Little Caps, which is our Tier 1 team.
Hockey's not really big in Washington, so there's only one Tier 1 team.
Well, Joe was a good player early on, but there's a lot of good players out there. I thought that when he became maybe 12, 13, 14, that Division III would be a good way to go. He went to a couple camps when he was about 15, and there were a lot of Division I scouts at these camps, coaches, and all of a sudden they started calling.
His thought process was he just wanted to play hockey on the East.
My sophomore year is when I decided. I really just loved Yale's campus, the coaching staff, really liked the coaches, the facilities were awesome.
You know, as a 15-year-old in our area, there's not a lot of opportunities for high-level teams to play on. And so at that point, he had to make a decision, and the South Kent opportunity was a tremendous one. They were starting a brand new hockey academy there he was going to be a part of.
Going to South Kent, where the rink was on campus, was an easy decision for me.
That got him seen by a lot of USHL scouts and things like that.
The USHL is a college developmental league, but I think I view it in a broader perspective, or a bigger perspective. It's a professional development league. We're developing these guys to be pros in life, to be pros in hockey.
Several of us on our team got drafted in the USHL.
As the draft went, we got to the 4th round, and to be honest, I couldn't believe Joe Snively was still available in the 4th round of that draft. He was one of my favorites. He was one of my highest ranked players on the board. The only knock against Joe was just his size.
I don't really take it as a disadvantage. Some people think it's a disadvantage. I just try to use more of my skill and use my size as an advantage. Be more evasive and shifty around guys.
He was a little guy. He was 16 years old, and he was one of the best players in our camp, and so we debated the heck out of it whether we even would ask him to play for us that year, because it's a tough league for 16-year-olds.
I wasn't expecting to make the team. I was planning to go back, play another year at Selects, but I had a really good tryout here in Sioux City, so I made the team and I decided to come.
So that was the beginning of Joe Snively here in Sioux City and our relationship. I love his knack for the puck on the ice. He's got a knack for the net. That was one thing I loved about him when I watched him, when I scouted him as a U16. He just seemed to always get the puck to the net.
And I've told him this, and of course he blushes, but with 25 guys through the house, I think he's the most complete hockey player I've housed, even the guys who have gone on to get NHL contracts, with his skating, his stick handling, his determination, just amazing.
He can skate all night, doesn't get tired. His work ethic on and off the ice are at the highest of our team, and it's why he has success.
The scouts aren't looking at the chomps for him because he's small. He just knows he has to work harder.
If he goes and gets an opportunity to play high-level pro hockey in the U.S. and in the NHL, you just don't know what's going to happen.
You never know. There could be a pro somewhere for Joe, if not in the U.S., maybe Europe. Maybe he's going to start a league in Australia and become the first star there. Who knows?
I think Joe's going to be an unbelievable college hockey player, and I think Joe has a professional career after that in hockey. He has a drive to be great. NHL, I mean, who knows, but I think pro hockey is in his future if he wants it.
I think he can attain playing in the Swedish league or in the European leagues, and yet his goal is the NHL, and maybe he'll make it.